Tidewater Glacier. Others are, but they don't. He's already talked all he's going to talk.
Let's start up in the mountain peaks. You know that's a horn just below the clouds, right up the top of the glacier. You can see going across, especially to the right, where the mountain top is better exposed. Some horns, a few arêtes, nice ridges. And of course that's the source of the ice that we see down in front of us. It takes about 2,300 years for the ice to move down from the mountaintops there out to the front and become an iceberg floating in front of you. About 2,300 years. So in other words, the ice that you see sitting in front of you mostly formed before this millennium, before Christ, from 300 BC. I say mostly because, of course, the snow line is not only at the top. The snow line in this region is about 1,000 meters, about 3,000 feet up the slope. And since we're looking at peaks above 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet, we're looking at areas that are accumulating snow well above the snow line. Some of the icebergs may be from ice that simply formed at only 3,000 feet up the slope. And that would take much less time to get down to here, moving at about 30 meters per day as it moves down from the top, about 30 meters per day. Unfortunately for us, the glacier is melting back fairly rapidly today, calving off, breaking off pieces, and in fact for the last 20 years it's been receding. That's about 1974. Prior to that it was coming forward. Remember that when I was talking about the glacial periods, I said there's been many fluctuations, ins and outs, glacial advances and retreats, some of the major, some of the minor. The last major advance was 25,000 years ago. But there have been fluctuations since then. In the last 20, the recession has taken it back where you see it now. But the shoals, the moraines that have been buried by the tidewater here, are still containing many of the icebergs, holding them back, and only the smaller ones or the larger ones after melting make it over the top. So what you see immediately over the sides of the ship are, of course, much smaller than you see when you look off towards the glacier. That's not just because they melt, it's because the bigger ones can't get to us in this position, or at least can't easily get to us. Snow, and then moving down towards the very crevassed terminus of the glacier. Crevassed because it's flowing over steeper slopes and spreading out into the tidewater. There it's dirtier because moving to the surface of the ice at that point would be any of the material that had worn off on the sides or on the bottom, feeding to the surface where the ice is being wasted away by calving at the front and melting on the top. It may feel chilly to you today, but remember it's 61 degrees, and that's melting ice fairly readily along the front. As the icebergs melt and then begin to make their way out into the channelway here, of course the dirty debris on the surface, the accumulated material that makes the glacier itself look fairly dirty, melts away, and you get cleaner.
There's some houses over there. southern.
Oye, esa cabina, lo que viene ahí, sí que... Te
Llegaron los niños, llegaron la ropa.
Yo hubiera gustado que más. Y aquí
Fjord. College Fjord. Is that where we are? Supposedly.
Get some more Lloyd.
Yeah.
Oh, something just went in and out of the water there.
Missed. I guess I missed whatever it was. That is a deep glacier there. Put your strap around your neck. Man.
See it in the background?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Where? Back. Uh-huh.
Maybe it's not.
Just a reminder that the times are shown in Central Daylight Time, which is 3 hours earlier than here.
It's now 8 o'clock.
It was Columbia Glacier, and this is College Fjord, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Of southeast Alaska and was now coming up into this country along with Harriman and his friends. In the front, right in front of us, and just to the right, the starboard of the bow, you can see Gale Glacier coming down with a very muddy terminus, where the left side with glaciers that were named for wives of some of the participants of the Harriman expedition. That is close to a tidewater glacier. See the cirque on the top, the white snow that marks the snow line, and then it becomes dirty just as it breaks over into the crevasses as it steeply slides down into the fjord that we're streaming up. If you look at the front of the glacier, you can see several dark bands, silt and dirt that were deposited there over the years, and then covered with snow, and then changed to ice and moved on down the slopes. There's a sea otter in the water there towards the glacier just off the starboard bow. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree this is a wonderful...
I told you.
Do I look like a tourist? Now tell me. But I can't get it off. I gotta sleep in it tonight.
This is Seward at 5:30 in the morning.
Was that an oil pipe there?
Probably, yeah.
Bay of Cook Inlet. Next stop, I would encourage anyone to stay off the highway, stay on this side of the road. Up here in Alaska, turn.
This is on the way to Anchorage, just after we come through Turnagain Pass. We're going to start going up Turnagain Arm now.
Record the lake, and what you're looking at is iceberg or birds, and the way they got here was the winds from Prince Regent Sound blowing this way. It came from the James glaciers.
They have some exhibits on the glacier here. It's run by the National Forest Service, and we just don't have time to go in there. Moraine, here buried down by glacier. You see all the gravel and everything, all the boulders in that area. We're receding so quickly that the vegetation hasn't had a chance to grow in yet. That's why there's bare rock in the valley. That's the glacier up there on the right there. That's Byron Glacier. You can't really see much of it from here. There's a glacier.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't realize there'd be so much traffic.
But they come
This is
the
summertime.
spur line to the
lot of
Whittier,
tourists.
called the Portage train station,
Like us.
will be down a little bit, down the ways a little bit, and that train runs fine. That once again he did not find the Northwest Passage, made it all the way to the end here, and rumor is he disappointingly told us to turn again or turn around. Captain Vegas. And the greenhouse there is the Potter Turn House. That is now the headquarters for the Chugach National Forest Park Rangers. Now we've been going in hotel, Hilton Hotel. Now the majority of residents here in Anchorage live at the base of those mountains to the right there, the Chugach Mountains. That's known as the hillside community. It is so close to the polar ice cap. And also we're located very close to, it used to be Russia, I think 80s. Then there's the Westmark Hotel on the left here.
Can I take pictures in here? I haven't seen no
I don't
pictures.
see- I don't know. Move. Carolyn and Bullwinkle.
The earthquake, the left side of the street fell down up to 30 feet.
Right.
And that would be a story. And there are some famous pictures showing a concrete slab. There's some of the smaller gift stores. This is a major tourist attraction downtown. Telephone poles are native to the Tlingit people, which are in the south east of Alaska, like Juneau, Skagway, Elmendorf here on the left.
That's one we always used.
We cannot go in there. We have to get special permission and a permit. But you can take tours of Elmendorf Air Force Base if you're a private party. And this is the barracks on the left. Do they leave? Yes, they do leave, but they leave in the wintertime.
Oh, your houses are sure tiny.
Wintertime.
Look at those little decks.
Yeah.
And then this building that we'll be circling around a lot in is the Department of Transportation building. And you might notice the weird diagonal white support stays on the outside. Floatplane landing. Let's see here. Let's see, I don't know if it's a floatplane actually. It doesn't look like a floatplane. It looks like a regular plane. So you better not land in the water. That wouldn't be a good thing. Now the peak number of landings during a 24-hour period on the lake is 800. There are an average of 300 takeoff and landings during the summer months. And floatplanes are vital to Alaskans because there are over 3 million lakes that are at least 20 acres. So if you folks have any spare time or money, just go ahead. Yeah, a little bit of work. It's going to be over $1 million, they think. First problem is finding motors, engines.
This is Fairbanks, and it's about 7:45.
Closed down their restaurant at lunch, and what they have available is called the Cookhouse Grub Pack, and it's not as rustic as it may seem. What you do is when you go
The West Marquette Cushman Street restaurant, and I don't know the name of it.
Sourdough Bill or something?
Let me see, is that menu? A Malibu
Sound like it.
Saloon. Bunkhouse Restaurant, I guess.
Okay. Cookhouse.
Well, anyway. Just salad is served in this. Isn't that cute? Good rolls. Sourdough
Biscuits.
rolls, $2.79. They are delicious.
What was that, Carolyn?
Oh, and a big old
Alaska Amber.
Alaskan Amber, which I needed it because Lee just called me and scared the crap-a-doodle out of me.
This is looking out the window in Fairbanks from our motel, and it's 10:30 at night, and you can see that it's still pretty bright outside.
They got a mother load buffet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys sat like this, so I can't tell if it's 2 and 2 or 2 and 2. Yeah, so I can't tell if it's across or something. Well, see if I knew you guys. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Somewhat right.
And cereal and toast probably will be as well.
That's nice. I think most of the country kids. It's all right with me.
And I'll have your
Total of 3. We have University of Alaska Fairbanks, which is UAF, University of Alaska Anchorage, UAA, and the University of Alaska Southeast. Now between all... Now this is our campus right here. We have all of our lower dorms. It looks like they are being repainted. We also have our cafeteria off to the right-hand side. And off to our left-hand side, we have our Patty Gym, which has a brand new addition on the far end. Now, if you'll take note of the small little warm-up hut over here on our left-hand side, you'll also notice all of the silver poles sticking up out of the ground with the silver boxes up top. You've noticed any of the plug-ins that come out of the front of our vehicles. We have an extension cord that sticks out of the front of our car. Now, when our temperatures drop below 20, we have to plug our cars, keeping all of those fluids nice and warm so they run through our car very efficiently. Research area at that time, due to the land available to them. And just a little bit of quick facts for you. The research has been done, and it says that the percentage rate of the museum. The museum was built in 1982, and you'll really enjoy the museum. The first thing that you will come to off to your left-hand side will be probably the most photographed bear in the world. And then if you were to continue on around the corner, you will see some polar bears.
Yeah.
You have to be careful to sit on that thing.
Do some talking. Narrate.
Here's me and my friend with Polar Bear. My cute little seals. Seal friends. So here is a kayak. I like a kayak. We sit in this kayak. It's got a big enough hole.
Okay.
Ooh, I wish I had a flag like that. Okay, I got you. We need clean outside.
Yeah. This is a really great museum.
You see the real fur over there, the bear fur?
Yeah. Recommend it for anybody that comes to Fairbanks. By the way,
This is
you're blocking
foxglove, and ours don't get that big down
down in
in
the
Tennessee.
lower 48.
But these are beautiful. The flowers get so big up here because they have so much daylight. It was all empty.
This isn't bad.
What'd she say? She said that was the mosquito with the big nose
Yeah,
there?
the big black nose.
Yeah. The monument to the mosquito.
He looks angry.
You have to also think about the fact that we are using electricity the whole time we are in classes. And if you look down the hill as we take this corner, this is called the lower 48 parking. Now, it is much more economical if we only pay $100 a semester for the parking down there. However, when it's 60 below okay, normally we have some questions up front about plugging in your cars. When you plug in your car, normally you have to have it plugged in at least 2 hours prior to when you will need to depart from your home. You'll notice the Moose Crossing sign, the Iditarod, and the Yukon Quest. Now the Iditarod miles was tacked on in the Remember on our left-hand side. This is the ski here up the rivers. However, he came to a place that was called Bates Rapids, and not only due to the fact that he came to a place where there were rapids, but also there was the water was extremely low at that point. He was not able to continue any further. And I will slow down. Or if you have any questions, please feel free. What their main objective was is they wanted to actually have the whole entire pipeline underground. However, due to permafrost, like I was saying before, it's very delicate, and we did not want to disturb the very delicate balance that they have. So when there was permafrost present, what they did was they brought it up above ground and they supported it by what we call a vertical support member, which if you kind of look along, you can see some of the rusty looking pipes that come up out of the ground. These are called vertical support members. Now you'll also notice that some of them have these silver objects up top. These are called cooling fins. What they're doing once again is where the cooling fins are, this is where permafrost is located underneath the ground. Now you'll also notice that down a little bit further, the vertical support members do not have cooling fins. The reason behind that is because it is getting ready to drop back into the ground. There's no permafrost in that area. A very good example of this continuous permafrost. So what's happening with these vertical support members that do have cooling fins is when the entire pipeline with all of its vertical support members is going to be all taken out of here and it has to be restored to its natural condition. And April of '94 was actually our 10th billion barrel, and so they're continually finding oil up in Prudhoe Bay. And so at this point, there is no actual date that they have that it'll actually run out up in Prudhoe Bay. Now, like we were talking about before, we have permafrost down.
Oh, pipe. Or would you rather I?
Now, this is fine.
No, if you want. Do it again. No. There you go. Okay.
There's 450. 800. That's 450.
18 miles from North Pole, Alaska. That's where Chris lives, Rita. This is the old bone shed they put everything.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, I don't have one like that.
You have a porch big enough to handle that?
No, but I just hang it from a big tree.
Yeah, it's quite a big town. Y'all just want to come right on over this way. We'll be talking to y'all.
What's it get now?
Okay. Well, folks, I think this is everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to talk to y'all. My name is Elisa. That right there is the gold thread. Are there any questions right now?
What's the gold thread?
That's a great question, ma'am. What a gold dredge is, it's a self-contained, mobile, operating gold mine. Well, this one's formally operating, but it was a gold mine. And what it did was it mined the area from 1928 to 1959, and in that period of operation, 31 years, it mined about 7.5 million ounces of gold. On today's stock market, with the current price of gold, that would be worth well over $2 billion in gold. Now, this dredge right here was one of 12 that was owned by a company known as the FD Company. All 12 of these dredges were built down in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania by the Bethlehem Steel Corporation. Now, on the off chance, is anyone here from Bethlehem?
No.
I'm trying to find one person this summer. One person this summer from Bethlehem. So will someone born and raised from Bethlehem. Here, piece by piece, took 3 years to put all these of the gold dredge on up here. And when this dredge finally reached Fairbanks, it was put back together about 4.5 miles up the valley, and then cut its path through the valley. So it went down right here in 1969. And it was shut down because the price of gold was about $35 an ounce. A dredge like this one just wouldn't operate at the cost anymore. So the FB Company decided to shut down those gold dredges over a period of 6 years. They shut them down with the original intention of coming back to reopening them once the price of gold changes. But now, even though the price of gold is more than 10 times what it was back in 1969, these dredges can't operate due to environmental rulings on it and health rulings. One of the major health rulings on this dredge that I like to mention, just because it's so destructive, is the fact that the dredge can be heard for 15 miles in any direction. Well, I can't Ma'am, that's not funny. It can be heard for 15 miles. It can be heard for 15 miles in any direction. And that could cause a man working the dredge to go deaf within about 4 years. So the dredge was a noise. Oh, the power plant, 12 miles back in Fairbanks. And this dredge power lines all the way out here from Fairbanks. And as the dredge moved up the valley, added more and more power lines to the chain. Basically, sir, the dredge was plugged in back to Fairbanks and had about 12.5 miles to this dredge is
Stand up next to the Sicily. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
flood those pipes with water and sink it down, put the boat on it. When we blow the water out with those pumps, it rises just like an elevator. It'll lift up to 300 tons right out of the river, so we can do our maintenance right here. And also, Little Discovery 2 was kind of a neat building project. That used to be a freight boat around here known as the Utana. The captain bought her in the 70s and put those passenger compartments on there for it in our part of the world. Actually, it's a little of both. By golly, there's a legal 900-foot runway in there right next to the river. This is known as Fouts Field. It was homesteaded by the Fouts family some years ago. And some of our best bush pilots live and fly out of here. And by golly, I think there's a fella heading out down to the west end of the runway. I'm pretty sure that's Bill Johnson. He flies a blue and white Super Cub with a 150-horse engine in it. Bill's a real good pilot. Should have bring the plane down and miss the picnic table and the badminton net and the trampoline and a few other things. You probably don't have those things on the end of your runways at home. But there is 900 feet of cleared space here, and they can get these little airplanes up and down real easily. We have some on floats, too. Of course, this time of year, we have over 3 million lakes, a whole lot of rivers that are thawed out, so the boys and girls put them on the floats or pontoons, and there's lots of water to land on. But this river will be frozen solid. We'll have 4 feet of ice on the surface of this river by October 15th. And so at that time of year, they take the floats off and they put skis on them so they can fly all winter. Now we'll keep our eyes on Bill. He's going to wrap this little engine up and lift right up. He'll bring the body nice and level. And then he's going to roll it forward, and we'll see how much of this 900 feet he needs to get airborne this afternoon. Watch the little tail wheel, too, because when it comes down, that's the signal that he's committed to the takeoff. It'll be interesting to see how much land he needs to do it. I think he's waiting for us to get down here just in the right position. Excellent wind finder. Now, here he comes. He's rolling forward. There's about 75 feet right there. Watch that little wheel now. The river just fine, got her in the airplane, headed back to Fairbanks. Well, that's when the blessed event occurred, about 6,000 feet in the air. Now, that young man is 15, is very unique, because right there in the location where it says location of birth, one word, perfectly legal, airborne. Works just fine in our part of the world. Just arcing around, my, that's pretty. And he'll realign it on the other end of the runway here and just set it down on a cushion of air. He'll cut the prop. He's just barely got enough forward airspeed to keep him in the air. When you look closely, you'll be able to see the propeller blades here in a second. He throttles back and floats right in, hanging on the prop. Ooh, that's pretty. There he is. Now, he's moving so slow that he can get a nice control of the airplane right here, and he'll swing around the wave to us up to fly. And it shows, if I can borrow the slogan of one of the airlines. Now, up ahead of us here is an old gold mining property that was turned into a restaurant years ago, and there's a little stern wheeler bumped up against the bank here. Tell us a little bit, sir, about this boat that we're on, Discovery 3, how it compared in size to the boat you piloted out on the Yukon.
It's very similar in size. Some of the vessels that I piloted were a little larger, some a little smaller.
When the river was frozen up, then when spring came, they came back and they peeled the bark off with an old-fashioned draw knife. Did this all by hand. Stacked those logs one on top of the other and then walked away from it for a year while everything settled out underneath. Building on this cold ground, you have to be patient. Then when they figured it wouldn't move anymore, they came back and cut the windows and doors in. Outstanding piece of work right there. Pretty modern home right next door. Those are triple pane storm windows, so they keep a lot of heat in the house. And of course let a lot more light in, help us with the cabin fever problem. Now we have a lot of light in the summertime, but not so much in the wintertime. On the 21st of December, the shortest day of the year, the sun comes up at 10:30 a.m. and goes right down again at 2:30 p.m. That's it. Good night. Good day to work on the Tekla Monson. Now Tekla is in honor of one of Susan's first lead dogs who actually saved her life when a frozen river she was racing on collapsed under the team. And this dog knew it was coming and was able to pull her off the river in time to save not only her but the other dogs as well. And this is the wonderful trust and be trusted relationship that Susan and David build with their animals. So just around this bend, we're going to do one of this country's outstanding young professional athletes, 4-time Iditarod champion, Susan Butcher. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, this is a nice cool one, and I bet the pups are excited here.
Well, they sure are. Tanya and I are just out here enjoying them. They're getting a little damp, but they've got a nice warm house to be in after this.
They dry out quickly. Now, how old are these little guys?
Well, these guys are 3 weeks old, and they're just getting to the front stage. In another 3 weeks from now, in 6 weeks, we start them on their daily walks. We have a nice trail through the woods here, and we start to teach them the trust and be trusted relationship that's so important. We have little bits of water that they have to cross over and some logs to be able to crawl over, and those are big adventures for these little guys at that age. And what we're trying to teach them is the love of adventure that we have, and also that if they can't get over the water or the logs, that we're there to help them and to encourage them. And so they will learn that I will never ask them to go any farther or faster than they're capable of when they finally get into harness.
Well, I know you got acquainted with these youngsters very, very early. In fact, moments after they were born. Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, sure. Oakley is their mother, the black and white dog running around over there, and she had these pups at 1 in the morning. So David and I stayed up all night with her, one, to make sure that everything went safely, but mostly so that we could bond with them. And after she's cleaned them off and bonded with them herself, I'll bring Granite over here. Granite! He's a little hard of hearing. He's 16 years old. Good girl, Oakley. He's 16 years old, and Granite, of course, is long retired, but he was my mean lead dog for 8 years. And Granite won the 1986 and 87 Idyllites, both of those in record time. And he also won countless other 300 and 400 mile races for me. But his story goes on from there, because while we were training Granite, the only lead dog to ever win 3 consecutive Idyllites.
How about that? I bet if those ears had come up with a little applause for a great champion. Yeah. I think if I were choosing outside, I might take Monday. Here's a little Alaskan RV. Those of you that traveled up on a 4-wheel variety, you might enjoy this little version. It sits on its own septic system as well, and does real well. And if they want to cruise when the fall colors show up, so they keep them warm. The female is looking a little ratty. She's still losing her winter coat. The birth of the baby kind of put her biological clock off a little bit. And so she's regrowing her antlers that she lost when the calf was born, and losing some of that winter hair. The little guy's doing well. He's got a good set of antlers working them every spring. Now, Aladdin's rack is quite remarkable. That's a good size rack for a small bull like that. And right on his forehead is an interesting horn. You can see the ones down low. Now, you'll notice he's grazing on the ground. Well, what if there's 8 or 9 inches of snow between him and his food? He just uses that kind of snow shovel attachment to move it from side to side. An interesting tool that nature's given him for survival. Now, his antlers are coated in a spongy material which is known as velvet. Moose also get velvet on their antlers. It's full of capillary blood. It nourishes the bone underneath. But the males of each species will got fences in the way, so the other guys don't come around here and try to steal his lady friend from him. These domestic reindeer were actually loaned to us by a right-hand door here for coffee and donuts. Down on the boiler deck, second deck down, come on back to the smokehouse if you're sitting. Good afternoon to longtime Alaskan and native of Fort Yukon, Dixie Alexander. Hi, Dixie. Gonna see if we can get your mic on there. That sounds good. Try her again.
Battery. Very
Well, I guess we've got a little high-tech problem here. It's kind of a traditional site, so we'll just talk you through this. Yeah, there you go. Good, you're coming in fine. We'll turn you up and go for it here. How's life in the wall tent on a rainy afternoon?
Oh, it's not too bad. It's a really nice day. Everybody needs a little rain, and all the gardeners are happy.
That's for sure. Now tell us a little bit about your growing up days up on the Yukon River, if you would.
This camp here is very similar to the camp I grew up in, up on the Yukon River. I worked for my mother and my grandmother.
Was it pretty comfortable living in the wall tent here?
Oh, yeah. We usually start getting ready to go to fish camp about the second week of June, and the first thing we would put up is the wall tents, and first thing we would do is gather spruce bough for the floor of the tent. My oldest sister youngsters would have the winter caribou. They have nice long hairs on them, so they make good bedding. Very comfortable. If it got a little chilly, we just built a fire in one of them.
Now, what are you working on here today?
I'm making a caribou leg skin bag, and this is a woman, 14 pounds. I've seen them get up to 18 and 20 pounds.
That's all right.
Excuse me. And we usually keep our dog feed here in the village, and here at fish camp. Plant them all around the fish camp so they warn us many bears come around. And then we'd also be able to feed them a nice mulligan stew out of the fish heads, the backbones, and the viscera. And we would take the dehydrated salmon for winter use.
Sure, you had usage for it right now and then later on as well. We're going to let you go to work there with that filleting knife and make that cut forward to the tail. Go right down the backbone on either side. And Dixie will begin to separate the parts from the whole here. Now the backbone and viscera came out in one piece, and actually the backbone could be utilized, hung up and dried. There was a good source of calcium there for the dogs on the winter trail. And the heads and viscera would be cooked up right here for the dogs in the summertime. Now she'll peel the fillets back and trim them a little bit, and then you'll notice she'll begin to make horizontal cuts down each side, about an inch apart. The reason for this is to store the meat so more air and smoke can get up and actually do the preservation. This is all done without any refrigeration of any kind. Now get your cameras ready, because when she's done with this, it makes a terrific photo opportunity. She'll opens it up nicely. Now Dixie, this being a rainy day, are you going to start this one right in the smoke, or what's the plan?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to put a wet salmon.
Food and melting lots of snow to make water, so they're very, very well cared for out there on the trail. These are true athletes, and they're in great shape. David's going to share with you some of the adventure of that in a second. And here he comes with 6 of these wonderful champion Alaskan Huskies rolling around the corner there. Hi, Dave Monson.
Aren't they pretty? No?
Now notice how he jumps off the runners and helps them around the corner. Have to run hard to catch up. On a cool day like this is perfect. Well, not quite perfect. They'd like it to be about 70 degrees colder, but if this stuff had turned to snow, they'd be real happy right about now. Now we're going to have David stop by the hitching rail and talk to you for just a few minutes about how he's hooked the dogs up today and explain a little bit about the equipment. We call this parallel parking Alaskan style here. In a minute or two, we have a few things we have to bring aboard. Rather than have you endure the wet weather here the entire afternoon, we're going to bring some of it on the boat. And as soon as we have all the supplies, we'll get underway. Clothing that you'll see in just a little while. The models will be moving throughout the boat. We're going to have portions of the program on all decks, so you won't miss a thing. Just kind of keep an eye on your TV screens and you'll be able to see it all. Now, of course, this Athabascan culture is quite old, and we're going to share with you some of the primitive means of hunting, also how the clothing was created, both in days gone by and today. We'll also learn a little bit about the trap that's conceivably happening in Jackson, Wyoming. And if we can find out more about it, then we can make plans. And then we would go down there and train a little bit and race, because it might be more suitable to our lifestyle with a child than the Iditarod would be, which takes you away from home for nearly a month. Because there we could all go down there, and that's going to be more of a stage race in Wyoming.
That's the one with the boots on stone, right?
Well, this particular group is together because they work well together. They're all retirees except for Co-Star. They're all black and white. Obviously, Ruff is pure black back here. He's gray and white. None of that matters. See, most breeders are looking for a uniform look, and we're looking for athletic ability and personality, compatibility, and more or less the intangible qualities. It's not as important, but it is important. The larger a dog gets, the less likely it is to make it as a marathoner, because it's more difficult traveling over snow because they break through the surface,
And obviously, when a dog is way too small, their power ratio is not really enough to contribute as well as a little bit larger dog. But
Pedigree, so to speak.
yeah.
When they're pups, on what basis do you sell them or place a value?
In our kennel, we got a microphone here. It didn't work last time, but in our kennel, the question is, how do we place value on dogs if they're not pedigree? And most people, when I use the term pedigree, I'm using it in the AKC registry sense. These dogs have a genealogy and a pedigree within our kennel, and when I say that Co-Star is Granite's daughter, Granite won the Iditarod 3 times. Her mother is Co-Pilot, who was a leader in Susan's team between 82 and 86 and placed first in all these races. Her brothers have done all this. Then what the prospective person who might want to make a purchase would say, this dog may really be an asset to my team. What you also do is say she's got very durable and tough feet. She's got an easy gait that reaches long so that she can travel distances effortlessly. And here the person might say, well, that really is what I'm looking for. Or they might say, that's more dog than I'm looking for. I'm looking for a couch potato. I'm looking for a pet that just has a great personality. And then, of course, most of these guys do, but some are better pet dogs than others.
This is the Chena India village on the Tanana River, right before we turn back up to go toward Fairbanks on the Chena River. Yeah. Yeah. They've had that.
Yeah, he's not jumping around much, is he?
He's had that for a while.
It's probably. How long ago did you catch that sucker?
Wow, nice catch.
Come out here every day.
Not today. Not today. He's not moving. These might really be fishing.
Catch it. Catch it.
That's the owner of the boat's house.
What?
The owner of this boat.
Oh, really?
John.
Ready? Looks like a friend right here.
You're on camera. Hi, Mom.
Okay. Let's say a few more words.
I don't know what to say. Hope y'all are doing good.
All right.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I'm ready to holler, Larry.
I'm not used to
Look what I got.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute, Chris. In case I
Oh,
don't
okay.
forget.
I'm going to be right in the middle of your vacation. There's so many pictures of me.
Did some stuff on the ship.
She was wild about puppies too, and I said, well,
My girlfriend went to Iceland, and she saw puffins, and she, and so I bought her some puffin stuff too, because she's fishing. And I said, all I want to do is see a puffin. I don't care about them. I don't care about them. Me too. And I haven't found it yet. But I bought a puffin. I bought all kinds of puffins. I bought a stuffed animal and the puffin books for children.
oh, the puppet ones for children look adorable. I don't have any.
I don't either.
Oh,
But I'm going to have some someday, maybe.
Well, I mean, I've got teenage
Oh,
grandchildren.
well, see, I don't even have any grandchildren. My kids aren't even married yet.
Well,
They
well,
will
then
be.
you've got.
So I got the book for them. And then I also bought the doll, the Eskimo baby doll.
Yeah.
Huh? You want the inside of the train?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
I don't think this is free. Yeah. Right, they had a couple of them. She was Did you see those aprons? I didn't see those. They had aprons. This is the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Kind of. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting a lot of trees. More or less.
We'll see how we do here. Alright, what I was going to tell you guys, here we are. If you look up on the right-hand side, you can see a portion of the University of Alaska Fairbanks. And coming up here, just momentarily, they have a experimental farm. As you look off on either side, you can see some trees on the left-hand side. We'll go through a nice little go. The one thing that I wanted to tell you about was our ride guide. As we're going along, we're going to be following the rails.
Look at the flowers.
Obviously, there's
flowers.
It is good, isn't it? Yeah, hey, you guys, easy on me. It's still early. Aren't the flowers beautiful? There's some nice. So, but alongside these rails that we'll be following all day are mile markers. And at particular places along the way, various things.
You didn't learn the first time, did you? Try to get your right.
The river is clear of ice. Okay, so what that means is for the 77 villages upstream from here, they have 100 days to get their supplies for the upcoming year, to get any fuel coming year, any serious food for the upcoming year. That they have about 100 days to get that upstream. You can see there's a couple of barges lined up that they're in the process of. If you look down there, you'll see a fish wheel in action. In fact, look at the salmon. They're in there. Those guys are not happy at all. So there's a lot of natives that live here. And subsistence fishing. We've got a couple on both sides, it looks like. Okay, as you look off on the right-hand side, you'll see a couple houses coming in. If you look back behind the houses and see the places with the blue tarps, the yellow tarps, they're actually drying salmon in there. And it doesn't appear that we can see any. Because of the rain, they put those tarps up. But they cut the salmon into fillets, but they stopped selling them around the 1st of April. The way they determine when breakup is, they have particular hour, day, and minute wins the prize. It's about a 60-40 split. About 60% of the proceeds go to the town and the tribe of Nenana here, and about their ancestors, and they build the little houses there for them after they bury them.
Isn't that nice?
Here's the Ukiah Barge Lines office. We've got a lot of little fuel dumps. Here we go.
This is something.
There you go. There's about 125 military personnel out there.
Yep.
And they actually get paid overseas duty for working out here. They actually don't.
Yeah, but I meant with it like
Oh, that's a drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would that be?
I'd say it's probably
Oh, we ain't talking, we're going around.
Oh yeah. $47. We're definitely going through it.
It's near Denali, I think.
Maybe did the project trip. I think
We're in Denali, right?
What, honey?
We're in Denali. Give me some commentary here.
Oh, we're in Denali National Park in Alaska, and looking at the little scrubby trees and the little mountains. I think there's a big one up there on a clear day. You can see Mount McKinley. And so far, we're not there. But
That's a little rougher water.
you go backwards, you go forward, you go.
Oh, when he hits that Oh, wow. Go, boy.
Come on, push.
Oh, he made it. I was going to look for animals, but I didn't expect it to be that
I
tight.
think he headed right for that thing. He could have went around.
I think we're getting into
Something.
McKinley Chalet Village.
You think I need to get some
Where we shall spend the night. Maybe. This is Denali State Park.
National Park.
Still looking for Mount McKinley. Denali State Park.
National Park.
everything. Itinerary and everything. I don't want to
Go a train depot where we got food. Yeah. It's on around here quite a ways.
Go in the station. Try to steal.
This is McKinley Chalet. This is our room where we're staying tonight.
We are at McKinley Lodge Chalet or something, and there's a picture of it. I don't know if they got a picture or not. There's a picture of it. Our nice little room, 369. Cute. And we don't know how to get upstairs, but we'll find a way. See a bus flight today.
You know.
And here comes Beetleball. Oh, it's over. Almost straight up and down. And here comes Beetleball. We're from Tennessee, but we're close to Cameron. Yeah, okay.
At that time, you think it was a very nice town, but now it's really nice.
May I have your attention?
Because we moved out here in 1959.
Where we are now on it. And it's quite easy to do because we are on Alaska Highway 3 at the moment. This is the road which connects Anchorage, which is about 250 miles to the south of us, or ahead of us. Both names to identify the mountain and also the park. Quite a few of us worked here prior to 1980 and still lapse into using the old name from time to time. Well, up ahead of us is the first of the small rivers, relatively small, in the away from the road, and the animal is directly between the two of them. Now you can't see a lot of it because of the relative size of the bushes, but you can see what...
Good eye.
Now actually what I want to do here is adjust our position because I believe there are some bushes. Here's the white tail patch. Way to identify him.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
To see that difference. Now hopefully we will sometime get to see it clearly. Antlers are always they're in a single line, and if you're not using binoculars, it's really hard to tell.
You say it was?
Jaeger. Specifically, long-tailed Jaeger.
There you go.
There he is.
Pronounced the other motion more easily. The same advantage we get when we stop moving. Other motion is much more easy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Can you see?
Yeah. Very rough.
What's your rock? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Ah, there we are.
Oh, he's a
yes, on the shoulders.
That is a big
Now he's looking toward us. Now, normal conversation is okay. I can talk at this level that I'm speaking at is fine. You'll see the moose when you get far enough over. Big antler.
Yeah, that's a big swing in there.
He's swiveling his head around frequently here, so we're getting a look at both sides of them. And glimpses of his head, and just the shoulders is all you can see above the bushes.
Not exactly a squirrel. It's got a hanging down his tail.
It's,
With chipmunk, I think, isn't it?
yeah, it's a ground squirrel.
Was that the same thing as you and chipmunk?
Mm-mm. Where is he? Where'd he go?
Look at the hiccups.
Water.
I think they're going that way.
Yeah.
Now they're going that way.
They're down.
These are two grizzlies. You can see them. Yeah. And can't tell if they're showing up.
Walk right on up here and work into my home. So what we're going to do here is get rid of the engine noise. We should all remain fairly quiet.
There's his face. Yeah, I can see. Oh, God.
He's definitely being cautious. Notice the gears rotating.
What a nose.
There she comes. There you go.
Looking at us now.
It's right by that tree.
Where the little ones at?
Oh, yes. Well, that's something like that.
Come on out. Come on out. Yeah, she knows. She knows.
Carolyn.
What are you prep?
I guess that's the end of it, maybe.
Look at it.
Looks like a Belgian horse.
Now what she wants to do is cross this road.
Oh, she's going to do it.
Oh, he's skinny, isn't he?
Oh, he needs that.
Definitely got them.
That's Jake. He's an Iditarod champion. I said he's an Iditarod champion. Jeff King, 92. What? I thought it was 92. Yeah.
Okay, we're crossing over right now, Riley Creek. For those of you on the right-hand side of the car, you'll see the freshwater river and the glacial fed river. For those of you on the left-hand side of the car, you can see where the two mix together. This is the second longest and third highest bridge that we'll cross over here while we're on the creek there.
Nice clear. The other side's better.
Okay, good.
Water.
About this place, the pro, she's gonna show me how to do it. We're on the temple. Everybody moves. Show me those moves. Come on, I gotta get lots of enthusiasm from you. Lots of it. She's a pro at it.
I'm moosing.
So as soon as we go by those McKinley Explorer cars, you definitely want to moose.
There's a little outhouse.
Okay, just wave nice to these guys. Yeah, see? See how nice he is? Okay, there's a couple diesels. Okay, and this will be the baggage car coming up here. Well,
whatever, I suppose. And these are the Alaska passenger cars. They can't see you though, so don't waste your moosing on those. But they do have a half of a dome car, so let's give them half of a moose coming up here. Ready?
A half a moose.
That's all my hand
See the way they look? Okay, here comes our cars. Let's do it.
They're doing it fast
Named after the high winds that frequent the area.
This is Hurricane Gulch.
And the difference between a gulch and a canyon, anybody have any ideas?
one half one.
I'm told that a gulch is actually deeper than it is wide, and a canyon is just the opposite, wider than it is deep. Now in the case of the Grand Canyon, that'd be real hard to argue with, wouldn't it?
However, a lot of people say that Mrs. Harding herself was slowly poisoning him with arsenic. The Fairview Inn is the white inn with the green trim. This is downtown Talkeetna. I want you to notice the stage where someone's sleeping in a sleeping bag. I'm sure it's a climber. BK's Trading Post. This is McKay's Riverboat Service coming up here on the right. For those of you who want to go, they're the top leading king salmon fishing service here in the state. They're filleting the fish right there. Now this looks like a nice general store. The Homestead General Store, pet supply, groceries. Hey, wait a second. Look behind there. It's just the front of a building. However, if you look to my left-hand side, you'll see Talkeetna International Airport. Talkeetna is not only full of history, it is also full of modern-day fun. When I told you it's party capital, I would not lie to you. It is party capital because it has several festivals. In July, they have a festival called the Moose Dropping Festival. The Talkeetna Moose Dropping Festival. Coming up here, I believe it's next weekend, is the Talkeetna Bluegrass Festival. Now the Talkeetna Bluegrass Festival will bring about 3,000 people from all over the state.
take your time, 'cause we're just, I mean, you can set up the room until 10 to 8 if you want to.
This is downtown Anchorage from Captain Cook. We're on 5th Avenue and something or other. And it's about 7:15 this morning.
All those little people out on the bank. Welcome to Alaska. I mean, look how much I get paid for doing that.
This is on the way into Crater Lake. It's Thursday afternoon.
You know what that white stuff is on top of the water?
That's the wind blowing the water.
course, I may need a stick to beat it off and take my camera, but... You know, I've read stories about how they're attracted to red.
They're like bulls, right?
Yeah.
They go for the red?
Yeah.
Bulls are colorblind though. Yeah, they are.
Who told you that?
Bulls are blind. They don't have eyes.
They're wrong,
A
Barbara.
bull.
This is Hillman's Peak, and it's the highest point on the Caldera Rim, 8,156 feet. And that is Laos Rock. Did you show Laos Rock? Is Laos Rock.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was. It's on my t-shirt.
Yeah, there's a little squirrel down there.
Down there's the boat. Oh,
That's the Watchman.
that's not where he works.
I think so.
Oh, surely not.
Kitty? Oh, really?
Well, he said they heard a lot
Probably.
I think
Yeah, this is me.
I'm sorry.
they still have, yeah. Well, you might ask if they're there, but I'm not sure you want to read them.
No, they're there.
Yeah. They're just chasing.
Do you know our ravaging situation?
Then I'll be first, and you'll be the last one.
This is the back of it, actually. Did you know that?
Yes.
The front looks out to the lakeside. What?
Hi, Brian. I'm trying to see a phantom ship. I don't know if it's worth it or not.
That's Phantom Ship down there, but you can't get it real good from this angle.
And then if you go back there, here's Carolyn in front of Phantom Ship at Crater Lake. Isn't it beautiful? I hope this blue shows up on the video. I'm whistling because there might be a bear. Well, he said make noise. I'm trying to make noise. I don't want a bear to come upon me. We're at the Pinnacles, Brian. It began 6,800 years ago with the eruption of Mount Mazama. Temperatures in the deposits may have exceeded 750 degrees. Plumes of vapors appeared as gases escaped from the settling rocks through the vents called fumaroids. Many of these fossils are hollow. You look like you could be on the moon or something, doesn't you?
Except for the trees.
Except for the trees. In Crater Lake. Oh, two of them. There's a bigger one. That's a baby chippy. Hi. Ready? Hello, Chippy. I don't have any food. I don't have anything with me.
That's all right. That's okay.